is you see me bitch slapping you right here on national airwaves.
The only thing you can bitch slap.
What part of that seems like cozying up? What's the part of that seems like cozying up to the right? I think you're an idiot. I think you love that coup on January 6th. I think you hate our democracy. I think you hate our Constitution. So what part of that is cozying up to the right wing, bitch?
Andrew Wilson went on Piers Morgan Uncensored and took on this woke idiot Cenk Uygur in a very heated and personal debate, as normally happens whenever these two meet. And this is a good one, man. This is a really good one. This is one that got really heated. It got really personal, and Andrew Wilson absolutely wiped the floor with Cenk Uygur for just absolutely ridiculous talking points that he's bringing to the table here. Let's get into this clip here where Andrew Wilson absolutely annihilates this woke idiot Cenk Uygur here live on Piers Morgan Uncensored.
That you may end what seems to be a very American thing, the very ethos of the country. This birthright citizenship. What do you feel?
It's a very un-American thing. The 14th, or I'm sorry, this was never, by the way, never set up so that people could come in, have a baby, and then anchor themselves to the child. And that's what's been going on. And it's been going on for years. We know it's been going on for years. This was designed for things like for immigrants who came in legally. They have children here. Of course, those are United States citizens. Nobody's disputing that. What we're disputing is that you can just come in illegally, have a child on American soil, and then try to anchor yourself to that child. That is not in the spirit of what we're even talking about. Of course, Trump wants to end it. It's bad policy across the board. It's always been bad policy across the board. And I hope the Supreme Court, it gets challenged by the Supreme Court so we could get it in front of them so that they can interpret it correctly, because that's not the way this is supposed to be applied.
Cenk?
Yeah, so first let me address what he said, and then I'll come back to this. So look, guys, what happened on May 30th was nothing but a protest. But if they attack Secret Service guys, then they should be arrested. That's a violent crime. I'm principled on both of those things. And in Portland, when they took over a portion of the city, I was against it. Like, well, that's not a thing. You don't get to take over a portion of a city. I was against it when gangs took over apartment complexes and buildings in Colorado. So if Trump stays with things that the American people are in favor of, getting rid of the violent felons that are undocumented here, that's going to be very popular, whether the left likes it or doesn't like it, right? But when he goes too far and he goes to things like birthright citizenship, then people are going to push back. And that's when it gets interesting. Is Trump going to double down and go, no, I'm going to, go to demagogue on this and get you people to hate foreigners coming in, et cetera, and I don't care what the Constitution says, and we're going to change the way America is, and you're no longer an American if you're born here. We're going to judge you based on where you're from, et cetera. That'll be very unpopular. Does he dig in, or does he, as he does sometimes, go, you know what? I gave it a shot, didn't work, and retract? I hope that that's the direction he goes, because this whole look, brother, if you have a problem with a part of the Constitution, you need to go through the right process. You need to go and do an amendment. Like, I want to do an amendment to get money out of politics. But when Biden was in office, I didn't think he should just come in and go, forget what the Supreme Court said. Forget what the Constitution said. Let's go nuts and do whatever the hell we want. That's not how it works.
That's not at all what Trump is doing. Not even a little bit. And I don't even understand how these people like Cenk Uygur are trying to spin it as if Donald Trump, like they've been doing this for the longest time too, man. It's not even just with this deportation stuff. And look, it might not be the most popular thing. Maybe Cenk is right, but not everything should just be done because it's popular or not. Like, what are we talking about? That's like I always say that Anna Kasparian and Cenk Uygur's ideas for the left wing, if the Democrats adopted them, they would probably never lose another election. But at the same time, if they adopted them, it would prove that they are not, they have no morals and they have no principles. They just want to win. They just want power. Because all Cenk Uygur cares about is if ideas are popular or not. He's always just talking about like what ideas are popular and that the left needs to go full populist and things like that. And it's like, yeah, you'd win, but at what cost? Like, you're sacrificing your own personal morals and beliefs if you have any. So that I've never understood that. And I also don't understand how they just continuously say that Donald Trump is doing these things that he is not doing, that he's never done. In fact, it's things that the left wing are doing and have done. They're saying that he's amending the Constitution without the proper process when it comes to the deportations, and they say that he is going to, you know, go after another term after this one. They say that he's going to weaponize the DOJ against Democrats. It's like, he's not doing that, number one, and number two, you guys did that. The administration you voted for did that, and the administration that you voted for a second time did that to Donald Trump. You're projecting.
Well, gee, I never thought about that. I didn't know that we were supposed to go through a process of law for these things, which is exactly what Trump is doing via his executive order, which then hopefully will get it in front of the Supreme Court, which looks like that's what the plan is.
That's part of the legal process.
By the way, just so you know, the interpretation of this, that's what we're really talking about, is the interpretation. Ultimately here, it is not, and you need to agree with me on this, it is not in the spirit that you can come in and have a child here and anchor yourself to the child specifically so that you have some pathway or motivation to citizenship. You say it's not a part of the legal process. Yes, these challenges, getting in front of the Supreme Court, getting in front of various courts, is part of the process. It's been done this way time and time and time again. Also, I reject categorically what you said, just lied to the audience. You called Trump bunker boy, right? He was going down to the bunker during the protest to inspect it. Ha, 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 right? You didn't care at all. Yeah. You weren't denouncing political violence. You weren't denouncing these people getting beat up. You didn't care when the violence is on your side like a typical Democrat. You don't care at all, Cenk. You don't care. And you've never cared. The only reason you care now is because you want to kiss.
And I condemn it every time people do violence.
Call it snake.
Literally
okay,
every time.
I'll say snake. But the thing is, Snake, is that you're just trying to kiss the right wing's ass now to get back in with them because the left has categorically rejected you, and that's what's actually happening.
Cenk, is that what's happening?
All right, you amuse me. Yeah, this guy amuses me. So, like, you think calling me Snake is going to somehow win you the debate? Good luck with that childish.
I already won the debate.
Way of going. Oh, you did because you said it. Okay, that, by the way, another great debating tactic. Just saying you won. And second of all, we have 27 million. How many times do I have to say this? 27 million subscribers, 30 billion lifetime views. You're a pimple on my ass. I literally don't even know who you are. So you come in here talking about audience? And you're a snake. Okay, you're a turtle. You're a scorpion. Audience. Whatever. Do I win now?
I didn't say anything about audience. What are you talking about? Are you?
It's not at all what he said, and it's crazy that Cenk's true colors kind of showed right there. Where he's like, "Oh, I feel like I lost this argument. I lost this debate, so I got to go just start flexing my numbers." It's kind of crazy. That's not at all what Andrew Wilson was saying. I don't know. Andrew Wilson was saying that the left wing has rejected Cenk, so he's kind of turned into more right wing viewpoints. And it's crazy because the night of the election, Cenk Uygur was on Patrick Bet-David's live show, and he was like on the verge of tears. And I'm not being hyperbolic. Like, he was legitimately on the verge of crying after Donald Trump won. And then the day after, he's like, "I'm actually super optimistic today." It's like, okay, man. That's a crazy turn, And so I think Andrew Wilson is correct that Cenk Uygur is only turning towards the right wing and having more moderate viewpoints because he is getting rejected by the left, because he doesn't want to continue down the path that you have to go down if you want to be considered part of the left nowadays. And Cenk took that as, I don't know, an attack on his numbers, I guess, or maybe he just wanted to spin it that way so he could flex on Andrew Wilson about how many lifetime viewers he has. I don't know. That was a crazy turn of events right there.
You a lunatic?
You did. You just said, "Oh yeah, the left wing's audience has got a problem with him." I know the left wing better than he does.
Oh yeah, you're trying to cozy up with right wingers. What were you doing at TPUSA, Cenk? Trying to cozy in with right-wingers like Charlie Kirk, kissing their ass. You're literally kissing up to them because you want in good, because the left is rejecting center-left policies now. That's what's happening.
Hey, brother,
they either want to go far left or far right.
Okay, listen, brother. As you see me bitch slapping you right here on national airwaves.
The only thing you can bitch slaps.
What part of that seems like cozying up? What's the part of that seems like cozying up to the right? I think you're an idiot. I think you love that coup on January 6th. I think you hate our democracy. I think you hate our Constitution. So what part of that is cozying up to the right wing? Bitch?
I hate snakes like you who try to get in as good as you can with a weak right like Charlie Kirk when you have weaponized political violence yourself.
Oh, Charlie Kirk is weak right and you're strong right.
At the same time,
Interesting.
at the same time, you say, wait a second. Oh, I can't believe the J6ers coup d'etat. You didn't give a damn. You've never given a damn. We have your words on record. You flip-flopped. You're the biggest flip-flopper on the left. You're known for it. People make fun of you for it because you move positions. You and Anna Kasparian both move positions like a tube of toothpaste.
Oh, Trump! I love Trump! Oh, I love Trump so much.
And all you care about is Trump derangement syndrome. All you have is Trump derangement syndrome.
It's funny because Cenk's making that claim like all Andrew Wilson does is I love Trump, and I would say that Cenk would be right in making that assumption with 95% of the right wingers who have a social media presence. Andrew Wilson's not one of those people who is just always up Donald Trump's ass. It's basically Donald Trump can never do wrong, because there's a lot of people out there like that. Most right wingers on social media are like that. So Cenk took a good shot in the dark there. High percentage chance of hitting the shot, but he missed on that one because Andrew Wilson is not like that at all. And it's so funny to see how butthurt Cenk Uygur got. It was he was saying like a couple seconds ago, about 30 seconds ago, that Andrew Wilson calling Cenk Snake or Cenk was not going to piss him off, and then he just starts cursing him out on live television on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Dude, that escalated very quickly.
All right, let me try.
TDS.
And by the way, if you could go back and pay attention to Piers Morgan's face during that whole back and forth, he was absolutely loving it. He was like, oh my God, I'm about to get so many views off of this.
It's on display.
But wait a minute.
Time out.
Hold on. I gotta say one thing.
You both made your feelings clear.
How could you say that I'm cozying up to the right and say I have Trump derangement syndrome?
All right.
Make up your mind. You're a very poor thinker.
We watched the entirety of his entire first term. You were Russia. He's a colluder. He's evil. He's this and that. And he flip-flopped on that position the second it was politically expedient.
Okay. Let me try and...
None of those things are true.
Let me try and move on to... Guys, let's move on.
They are actually all true. I've been paying close attention to the Young Turks as well. I don't know if it was... what I think happened is that Cenk had for a long time been wanting to make that shift. Because whether or not, I don't know why exactly. I don't know what his motives are, whether it's money, he just sees the direction that the tide is going, or maybe he genuinely just wanted to make that shift, but he was scared to lose his audience. And then Anna Kasparian just kind of took on a mind of her own, and she was like, you know what, screw it, I'm going to make this shift. And so Cenk was forced to hold the left-wing positions that he used to hold, and Anna was going full common sense, and then Cenk started to see that the audience started responding favorably to Anna, so then he was like, okay, green light, now I get to be like this too. That's what I think happened. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Andrew Wilson absolutely annihilating this woke idiot Cenk Uygur here live on Piers Morgan Uncensored. It was brutal, and I absolutely loved it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this whole Andrew Wilson versus Cenk Uygur situation.